Okay, we're going to start simple with equations, and I say simple because just we're going to solve them real quick. Just one step, we're going to solve them. We're going to be dealing with adding or subtracting. When we say solve each equation, in reality, I'm asking what's the value of m that makes that statement true, right? 14 plus something is equal to 25. I want to know what is that something, right? What number of m it makes that statement true? Okay, now the way we're going to solve this is that through the equal sign. To begin with, let me draw a little line right here. I'm going to separate my sides. There's the left side and the right side, right? I separate them through the equal sign. Now, I want the m by itself. So there's a 14 there. It's a positive 14. So let me subtract 14 from each side, because 14 minus 14 is 0. Now, in addition, I see that I'm doing addition or subtraction. In addition, 0 is the useless number, right? M plus 0 is just M. So I wanted to make this useless, right? 14 minus 14 is 0. I wanted to make it useless, so I get the M by itself. That's really what I wanted to do. And then I have my equal sign, and then 25 minus 14, it's 11. So I just found out that my M value is 11. At the beginning, I said that it was the statement, the number that will make the statement true. Remember how to begin with, we had 14 plus M, it's equal to 25. If I go 14 plus 11, see how that makes it the true statement? So 11, that's my answer, that's my number. Now, one thing I want us to look at here is I wanted to get rid of this number, right? I wanted to get rid of the 14. So I subtracted, adding and subtracting onto each other. Now, one way we could have seen this is I could have just moved the 14 to the other side, just switch the sign. That's technically what ends up happening. So when I'm looking at here, question number 2, instead of saying my minus 1, let me add 1 to both sides, I'm just going to say, let me cancel this minus 1 here. Let me move it to the other side as a plus 1. Notice I'm going to switch the sign. Remember how on number 1, my 14, I switched the sign. That's technically what I did. Okay, so here, so I get that 1, right? Because 0 plus 1, it's equal to k. There you go. I just found the value of k. Notice how these are simple. That's why I said they're one step, pretty simple. Now, we can see this in words as well. Arjun is cooking cookies. The recipe calls for 4 cups of flour. He accidentally put in 5 cups. How many extra cups did he put in? Okay, so I'm gonna say 4, right? This thing put 4 plus E. I'm gonna call this E for extra, right? So it's supposed to have 4, plus he added some extra cups. 4 plus extra happens to be the 5 cups that he put in. All right, so what's that E? All right, probably you guys can see it. 4 plus E equals 5. You guys can already see it, but doing the steps, my positive 4, let me move it to the other side as a negative 4. So E is equal to 1. So he put in 1 extra cup. So my answer would be just 1. Let's take a look at number 4. Joe won 35 super bouncy balls playing the beanbag toss at the county fair. Okay, so from all this mumbo jumbo, I need the number 35. At school, he gave 1 to every student in his math class. He only has 4 remaining. How many did he give away? Okay, so he had 35. And he gave away, so minus, let me use the letter S for students. Because he gave 1 to every student, so if there were 5 students, he gave 5 away. If there were 6 students, he gave 6 away. There were S many students. I don't know how many there are, so S. And then now this is equal to 4. So 35 minus how many he gave away. Now my 35, let me move it to the other side as a minus 35. So I have that negative S is equal to 4 minus 35 is 30 minus 31, negative 31. If I ignore the negative sign, because I see both signs are negative, S equals 31. Cool. So he gave 31. There's 31 students, so he gave 31 away. Notice how for the word problems, I just used a random letter. I chose a letter that made sense. Now, questions 1 and 2, the letter is just the letter. I'm just want to find out what's the value that can be replaced for the letter to make it a true statement.